everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and for today we're going to be doing like a round 2 of something that I did almost 2 years ago back when I was still living in Germany, and that is having my doggos pick my makeup. I just thought it would be fun to do something just a little different, do a challenge, see what happens. And last time my dogs did my kind of dirty with some of the stuff that they picked. The makeup look ended up being just completely absurd. I'll link it up top here somewhere at some point so you guys can check it out. But I thought it would be fun. You guys always enjoy seeing them, and so that's what we're gonna be doing today. We'll see what they pick as we go, and so I will just jump right in and have them get started with primers. So this is gonna be very interesting. First we have from NYX, this is the Honey Do Me Up. It's more of a hydrating primer, has some little gold speckles in there. It's alright, like I don't feel like it does anything for me one way or the other, so that's fine. Then we have from Urban Decay, this is the Optical Illusion Primer. It's really great for like pores, if you're trying to kind of smooth out your skin before you put on foundation. However, I'm not as much of a fan of using that when I have dry skin, but today is kind of like a mixed skin day, so it could go either way, really. We'll see. And then we have my absolute favorite, which is the Milk Hydro Grip. This is like my 3rd bottle of this that I am starting now. Absolutely love it. And then from Tatcha, we have the Liquid Silk Canvas. I do prefer the original silk canvas rather than the liquid one. The liquid one I find kind of leaves like some like flecks of like weird stuff on my skin and kind of has a bit of a cast, and so not as much of a fan of that. It still smells delicious though, so really like the smell of the Tatcha products, but this one could really kind of go many different ways, so we'll see. To kick things off, Rogue, go find. Oh, she started it off nice. We got the Hydro Grip first. All right. Good girl. All right, well, thank God they went with the Milk Hydro Grip, so we at least know that our base is going to be good, so I am excited about that. So let's just go ahead and throw this on real quick. All right, I definitely prefer a nice hydrating primer. I don't do very well with other primers these days, because especially like around my nose and my forehead, it just gets very dry and peely, and so hydrating is the way to go. But let's go ahead and jump in with foundation next and see what they grabbed. This could really kind of go any number of ways. We have from Hourglass the Stick Foundation, then from Anastasia Beverly Hills the Luminous Foundation, from Charlotte Tilbury the Airbrush Flawless Foundation that we all know how much I love that one. And then we also have from Lawless Beauty their Conceal the Deal Foundation, which is one of my newer favorites. So there are in fact treats next to every single one of them, and we'll see how much Rogue loves me at this moment. Rogue, go find. Oh, wow, she went for the Lawless. Oh, that was close. I almost had a near heart attack. I thought she was gonna grab the Charlotte Tilbury. Good girl. Good job, you saved me. There's one more treat there. Rogie, is that one more? There you go, good girl. Yes, ma'am, good job. Yeah, she's so happy. Oh man, that could have gone so badly. Last time, they did choose the Charlotte Tilbury, and part of the issue with that particular foundation is that first off, it's a terrible shade match to me. It is like way too light, and even though I am already fairly pasty, like it makes me look like a ghost, and so it's not good. And then on top of that, it just, for whatever reason, that particular foundation just does not lay on my skin very well. I just haven't gotten around to decluttering it, and so it just sits there and is just, oh god. But I'm glad that they chose the Lawless. I have really been enjoying that lately, and so this is completely fine by me. So don't be alarmed, I do have a tendency to kind of abuse my face as I throw on foundations, so I do tend to pack it on pretty hard. I don't know if anyone else does that uses sponges, if you're just like pounding it into your face hoping that that somehow gets the application to work a little bit better, but that's what we do here. we go a little hard. All right, I think that's about as blended in as it's gonna go. So let's go ahead and check out what they decided to grab for concealer next. So from Charlotte Tilbury, this is the liquid concealer, like Magic Away, that has like fluff thing on top. I hate this concealer. Then we have from Beauty Bakery, this is the Insta Bake Concealer. It's pretty solid. NARS Radiant Concealer, one of my top favorites. And then from Rare Beauty, this is just their concealer. I guess that's what it's called, just the concealer. And not a huge fan of that one, but it's not the worst. So these are the 4. Falco, go find. Oh, he knows me. My Falco would never do me dirty. He gave me the Radiant Concealer from NARS. All right, it's gonna be a good face day. Well, so far they've been very, very kind to me, picking some of my absolute favorites. So I can't really be mad at the doggos at all right now. Might have to give them some extra treats later just for really helping me out. But knowing that this could potentially just go terribly wrong, we'll see what happens, really. Can't make any final determinations on treats just yet, because for all I know, they're gonna grab some absolutely ridiculous selections after this, so we shall see. Okay, that is all blended in. Falco's come to check it out. He's like, how's it going so far? We liking it? So I think next up we will take a look at brows and see what happened there. First up is the first of 2 products from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love this one. This is the Brow Wiz. By far one of my favorite brow products. Then from Chanel, we have their brow product, and it is a very thick brow pencil, and so I'm not as huge of a fan of it. The formula is also kind of thick, and it's not a good match for my brows, so hope I don't get that. Then from Anastasia Beverly Hills, we have the brow kind of pomade that they have. Also not a huge fan of that one, and also to use it on its own would be weird, so I also hope I don't get that one. And then a newer favorite for me is the e.l.f. brow pencil, which is awesome, and so we've got 2 that are great, 2 that are not so great, so we shall see how Falco does. Falco, go find. Okay, he went with the brow pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Thanks, Falco. Alright, well, for brows, we get to figure out what we're gonna do with this, because I have not used this in a very long time. And also on top of that, I am just used to using a pencil, so I really have no clue how this is gonna go. So I'm gonna have to rely on the fact that my brows are microbladed to just maintain any kind of shape. Also, don't mind my neighbors. They're going completely crazy outside right now. Ah, lovely. It also looks like it has slightly dried out, so I'll probably be getting rid of this after today. But that's probably not going to do me any good favors for application of the product, because I don't even know, does it even look like anything is coming off of that brush right now? Because this is very dried out. All right, well, I guess that is my brows for now. They really, it doesn't even look like I did anything to them. So that's super fun. We're just gonna have to pretend like brows happened. Maybe they'll end up picking an eyeshadow palette where I can attempt to like fill them in a little bit more. We shall see, because right now it looks like I did nothing. All right. So let's go ahead and check out blush and bronzer next, because I decided to do that as a bit of like a combo pick from them. So we'll see what's gonna happen. We have a bit of a luxury powder side with a Chantecaille bronzer and a Pat McGrath blush. Then we have our first round of cream products. We have a Fenty blush and a Yensa cream bronzer. Then we have from LYS and Kaleidos a bronzer and blush, and this blush is, that's a deep blush. We're gonna be looking tomatoey toasty. Then we have our stick blush and bronzer. We have from Trestique the bronzer, and then from Hank & Henry a very fuchsia-y pink stick blush. So we'll see what Falco's gonna go with for this one. So, Falco, go find. Go find. Oh, he went luxury on this one. Alright, so it's gonna be Chantecaille and Pat McGrath for the blush and bronzer. So their combo is actually super interesting because I have not used either of these before. So this is gonna be really, really interesting to see how this goes. And this bronzer is also like a little bit like ever so slightly a little bit too deep for me, so we're gonna find out how it goes. It does have a really beautiful embossing on there though. Let me come in close and see it's just got really nice etchings and designs on that, which we're obviously gonna just completely destroy. But it is really pretty. It's got like a cute, like very retro kind of packaging to it, so that's gonna be fun. But let's just go ahead and dive right in, and we know I'm not particularly great at knowing how to go in light-handed, so this is probably gonna be an interesting thing to see. I've definitely moved over more towards just using straight up contour instead of using bronzers, and so I find that when I use bronzers it ends up just looking like I have dirt on my face instead of like actually doing anything useful. But I think so far this isn't too bad, and it's not actually too dark how it's showing up on there, so that's pretty nice. Let's see on the cheek how it does. Is anything even coming? Yeah, oh, a little. Okay, so this is definitely not too deep for me then. That's, if anything, that's almost too light. It gives just a slight glow to it. So I'm gonna really have to do something with this to get it to show up a bit more. It's also a little bit more orangey than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a gray toned, which it is not. It is more warm tones. So that's where the bronzer versus contour comes in, because I definitely like a gray tone because I think that looks more natural as far as creating shadows. All right, I think we will call it good with that. It's not bad at all. And then for the blush, we have the Pat McGrath blush. And this guy is in the shade Desert Orchid, which looks like this. A little bit of a burnt rose, also has very pretty embossing on it. And definitely not too deep. I think that this one will actually blend really nicely with the bronzer because it's also a bit more of like a, yeah, like an orangey brown kind of shade. So I think this is gonna, if anything, just go right into with the with the bronzer, that they're both gonna be like, oh, wow, yeah, that's it looks like I just took the bronzer higher up on my face. That's funny. They're like identical in shade. All right, not sure how I feel about that blush, but I mean, it did definitely go together well with the bronzer. So I don't know if I would have normally gravitated towards that. So that's interesting to try out that guy. But let's go ahead and move into the highlighters and see what we got. So next up we have 4 highlighters. One from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, one from Laura Mercier, one from Clarity Cosmetics, and then one from Copacetic Cosmetics. So it's gonna be very interesting. 4 completely different formulas, as well as 4 completely different colors. So we shall see, and for this one we're gonna see which one Falco chooses. Falco, go find. And he went for the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics highlighter. Alright, so very standard highlight that they grabbed for me. This is definitely one that I use all the time, and so I'm really excited about that because I know that this is a great highlight for me. It also has a tendency to tone down whatever I grabbed as a blush, which is nice in this case because then it's gonna help to tone down a little bit of that like oranginess to it. Oh yeah, you can see how that just kind of immediately brightened it up a little bit, so that's great. All right, very nice. Okay, now we get to move on to the complicated things and see see what happened there. So I think to start off we will grab the lip, just because I'm really wanting to know what they're gonna pick for the lip, because this could go so wrong based on what I grabbed as options. So a couple glosses, couple liquid lipsticks to choose from, so we're gonna see how Falco does me dirty on this one. But we have just a standard clear gloss from Lime Crime. It's their Wet Cherry one. It's definitely one of my favorites. You can see there's like half of it is left, so I use that all the time. Then there's from Copacetic Cosmetics, we have a very very pigmented teal blue liquid lipstick from Buxom, one of their awesome plumping lip glosses. This is a little bit in a deeper shade. This is one of their cream glosses rather than the like sparkly ones, but still really nice. It would just have a little bit deeper of a tint to it, but I really like all of theirs, so that's also fine with me. And then we have from Anastasia Beverly Hills this potent, also very hot pink product. So this is a liquid lip, and so glad that we did not get the Hank and Henry one, or this would have just turned into like the most Barbie pink look today. So we'll see which one Falco goes with. Falco, go find. Oh gosh, he went with the copacetic teal blue. Okay, that's a good boy, Falco. You did good. Yes, sir, good boy. And it went about as to be expected, as we see. So we're gonna be using the shade Fester from the Copacetic Cosmetics liquid lipsticks line. Okay. I think it doesn't matter what else gets picked. This is gonna be rough. So, God, the shade is so blue. Oh my God. Okay. I can do this. Where's Debbie when I need her? Because Debbie is so much better at using like colorful lipsticks. For those of you that are new, Debbie is from the channel Debutante. She's absolutely amazing, and she is a really good friend of mine, and she knocks it out of the park with any of these super like dark like purples and blues and greens and blacks for lip shades. I cannot. I'm like a standard clear gloss, and here we go, right? Oh God, all right. I can't delay it any longer. Oh wow, this is all right. I will say, if you're wanting a good formula for a liquid lipstick, Copacetic makes a really good formula for it. It just, I feel like this just automatically changed into like a Morticia Addams kind of look, or like Wednesday Addams, I don't know. Okay, well, that's about as good as I'm gonna get on application. It's not great as far as quality of application goes, but that's more user error than anything else. The shade is a very nice teal blue, like, it looks cool. I may or may not at the end grab a clear gloss to throw on top, because I don't like to just leave like a, I don't know, like just a liquid lip. I feel like that dries me out too much, and so I might throw on a gloss at the end. Nothing got on my teeth though, so that's how you know it's a quality liquid lipstick. It also does dry down super fast, so can't complain about the quality of the formula at all. This is just very daring. I also really accentuated the like, whatever this top of the lip is called. I don't know why I did that, but there we are. So, okay, let's go ahead and see what we're gonna end up with. We're gonna save the eyeshadow palette for last, even though I'm gonna put it on before I put on the mascara and the liner. I just really wanna know what we're gonna get for liner and mascara, because I definitely picked some crazy stuff for those as well, including, as you'll see, a yellow mascara. And if that yellow mascara gets picked, that's gonna look real weird with a blue lip. I'm just saying. So let's see what happened. So first up from Benefit, this is their liquid liner. That could be a little bit tricky for the under eye, so we'll see if I get that one. I probably won't do an under eye, and instead I will be forced to attempt a wing liner, so we'll see. Fingers crossed I don't get that one. Then from NYX, we have just a really kind of cool metallic gold one. Then from LA Girl, we have one of their Shockwave neon liners in a very bright blue. And then from Il Makiage, we just have a standard black liner. So, and that's a gel one as well, so that'll be for the under eye. So, only one option that would force me to do a wing liner, and then some other crazy stuff. So we will see what Rogue ends up going with. All right, Rogue, go find. Oh, she went for the gold. Very interesting choice. Okay, Rogie, good girl. Next we have mascaras, and first up we have from Essence the I Need a Miracle mascara, which is by far my favorite mascara ever. Then we have from Dodo, which is a Korean beauty mascara. This is very yellow, so that'll be the crazy color one. Then we have from Benefit, this is their magnetic one that they have, which is decent. I typically use this for my under lashes though, not for like my main top lid lashes, so that'll be interesting. And then from YSL, probably the worst mascara I've ever gotten. It is useless. It's supposed to have these pretty like silver sparklies in there, and none of that shows up. And it's just also a horrible mascara in general and has a weird smell to it, so as all, I feel like luxury products do, they all have that kind of perfumey smell. So we're gonna see, make sure that they're equal distance so that there's no advantage or disadvantage. All right, we'll see what Rogue does. Rogue, go find. Go find. All right, well, YSL it is. Thanks, Rogue. Alright, well, at least for the liner, it wasn't too bad. We just have a standard gold eyeliner. I mean, I've used these from NYX tons and tons of times, including this guy, which is like very well used. Really like them. I like the LA Girl liners the best, but NYX does a good job as another option for me as well. So I'm not mad about this one at all. I am super peeved about this guy though. I hate this mascara. The only reason why I still have it is because it's from YSL, and I'm like, it still has that perfumey smell to it, and it just, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how useless of a mascara this is. But let's go ahead and take a look at what they picked for eyeshadow palettes, because I definitely have two of my absolute favorites in there, so it'll be interesting to see what they go with. So from Melt, we have the Amori Mariposa palette. Then we have a neutral palette from Natasha Denona, it's the Glam palette. And then we have the Green Goddess 2 palette from Makeup Maniacs. And then we have the Serenity palette from Cosmic Brushes. I have two that I would like to have chosen, and then I have two that I absolutely hate. So we shall see which one gets chosen. We're gonna go with Rogue on this one. Rogue, find. And she went for the Glam palette. All right, and there they go, snacking on everything. Falco, yep, grab it. All right, well, I was definitely kind of hoping to get the Cosmic Brushes palette just because I really enjoy that one, but Natasha Denona is a good second place, so I am okay with that. I'm just glad that it wasn't either of the other two, because we already know I'm not a huge fan of the Melt formula. For me, it just doesn't work well at all. I don't know why. I've tried so many different things to get it to work, but for me, it just doesn't. So that palette is just kind of there existing. And then the other palette from Makeup Maniacs is a beautiful color story. If you like greens, it's beautiful to look at, but you're gonna be real mad because those shadows do not perform. The matte shades are almost impossible. So not a huge fan of that one. So I am quite all right with the Natasha Denona palette. And honestly, I feel like going with a neutral, like more cool toned eye with this lip will actually end up looking kind of interesting. And then having the gold for the under eye, like that fits that really well. So it went all right. I feel like, so I kind of feel like I lucked out a little bit. They didn't do me too dirty with this one. So let's go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow palette. I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit more simple, but I do love this palette, so let's just jump right in. All right, I think I'm gonna start off with the kind of lighter cool toned brown shade that we have in here. That is one of the crease shades. And I'm going to pack that onto the first inner half. And then we'll go with a deeper shade for the outer half, and then throw on some of the metallic shimmery shades. All right, so I think for the outer eye, we're gonna go into not the black shade that they have in here, because I'm not quite wanting to take this that dark. We're gonna go into the next deepest shade, which is kind of like a dark cool toned brown. I think I'm also in the front portion just gonna take some of this very, very light beigey tone that they have here just to kind of lighten that up ever so slightly in the front area there. Oh yeah, just to ever so carefully lighten it up just a bit. Because I'm not wanting it quite so smoky on the front end there. And then for the under eye, I think we will just go into that medium tone that I had done on the lid as well. But I'm also not wanting to take that all the way forward because since we have that nice gold liner, I'm kind of just wanting this to be the outer third that it just connects with the upper lid just a little bit. All right, touch that up just a little bit on there because I wasn't wanting it to extend out quite so far. And so now we are going to go into the shimmer shades. So I think what I am going to do is I kind of want to stay with the cool tone stuff. So I'm going to go into this very light silver shade and just throw that on about the inner third to lighten that up a little bit more. And then I think what I will also do in the inner corners, there's a shade in here. So I did this guy as on top of the inner third there. I think I'm gonna grab this shimmer shade for the inner corner because it's just got ever so slight more of a beigey tone to it rather than a silverish tone. And so I'm gonna go in with that as like the final thing. Yeah, just to add a little bit of a pop of color on there. Okie dokie. Next up is gonna be liner, so we'll see how that goes. All right, that is the liner, and I think that ended up going pretty nicely with the look. Again, because it was that gold shade, I don't really feel like it was anything too extreme. So now the final thing that we have to deal with is gonna be this guy. So we shall see, and it gets me every time because it is seriously so pretty. Like, look at these silvery sparkles that are in with the black on there, and you would think it just looks so nice, and then it does nothing when you apply it to your lashes. Like, this is the least volumizing, least lengthening mascara that I have ever used in my entire life. I can actually see a couple of the sparkles on there, but like, look at my two eyes. Like, I am used to, after one coat with the types of mascaras that I use, it just being so freaking pigmented and like just thick, dark lashes. And this is like almost just like my natural lashes. So I mean, I guess if you're looking for a natural looking lash, this would work really well for you. But I am not one of those people that typically looks for a natural lash. I like a voluminous lash so that I don't have to wear fake lashes, because like with this you can barely even tell that I have mascara on. I'm gonna have to do like 10 coats of this to just have anything happen. Okay, so I applied 3 coats and I feel like it's getting there. We're gonna call it a day with that. I do want to throw on a clear gloss real quick on my lips just because I do feel like they're very, very dry. So I'm just gonna dab this guy on just a little bit in the middle here, see what that does. I think that actually makes it look really pretty, and look at this. There is 0 transfer onto that sponge. That is amazing. So that is a solid liquid lipstick, because normally if I put on a gloss with this dark of a lip shade, there's gonna be transfer. So this is the final look. It's definitely not something that I normally would go for. The eyes are far more neutral, but I do like that it's a little bit of a smoky, more cool toned look. I think it matches with the lip really nicely. Hate my brows because it looks like there's nothing even on my brows. So I'll probably fix that before I do any pictures, but yeah, I also hate the mascara, so there's that. But I would love to know what you guys think of everything. How did they do? I mean, they're my lovely babies, so no matter what, I love them. But they do not know how to pick makeup, I feel like. But, you know, that's also another job. Their job is snuggling, so there's that. But let me know what you guys think of everything down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, thumbs down if not, as we always do here. And if you made it to the end of the video and you have not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. Come join my family on here. We talk a ton about indie brands, do really colorful makeup, even on the lips sometimes, I guess. And so if that sounds like fun for you, I would love it if you would join us. At least drop a comment down below so we can gush about some of our favorites these days. And other than that, you guys just go have a good one.